Welcome to The Explainer. If you're a medical coding student, you know that CPT codes can feel like a whole new language. Today, we're going to crack the code on one of the most common areas you'll deal with, vaccine guidelines. Let's break down the rules you absolutely need to know.
So let's kick things off with a simple question. You've got a patient, they get one shot. How many CPT codes do you think it takes to report that? Seems like it should be one, right? One shot, one code. Well, the answer is almost always at least two. And hey, if that surprises you, you are in exactly the right place. By the end of this, you're going to know exactly why it's two and how to pick the right ones every single time.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start with that core two-code rule. Then we'll actually build a claim. After that, we'll get into some tricky situations, master the details, and wrap up with a super important habit for your career, staying up to date.
Okay, let's dive into the single most important concept here, the two-code rule. Think of it like a simple formula. You've got the vaccine product itself, plus the work it takes to give it. You need both. Why? Because payers need to track the cost of the actual medicine separately from the cost of the nurse's time.
It really just breaks down into the what versus the how. The product code answers what did we put in the patient's arm. You'll find these codes in the 90,000 series in your CPT book. Then the administration code answers who gave it and how. You absolutely need both to tell the whole story.
So let's see how this actually works in the real world. We'll look at the two big scenarios you're going to see all the time: your standard vaccines and, of course, the special case of COVID-19. For most shots, like a tetanus or a flu shot, it's a pretty straightforward three-step dance. Step 1, find the code for the vaccine itself. Step 2, pick the right code for giving the shot. And Step 3, put them both on the claim. Simple as that. Now here's a big one you just have to memorize. COVID-19 plays by its own rules. The process is the same, but the codes are unique. COVID vaccines have their very own product codes, and, this is the important part, they have one and only one administration code, 90480. If it's a COVID shot, you're using 90480, period.
Okay, you've got the basics down. Let's level up. Now we're going to cover some of those special situations and common mistakes that can easily trip up a new coder. Getting these right is going to make your life so much easier.
So in your classes, you're probably hearing a lot about modifiers, and modifier 51 is a biggie, right? It's for when you do multiple procedures in one visit. But when it comes to vaccines, there is a very, very specific rule you need to know about it. And here's the rule. Just don't do it. Never, ever add modifier 51 to a vaccine product code. The value is already kind of baked into the administration codes, so adding it is just wrong. This is one of those things you just have to commit to memory. It'll save you a lot of headaches. All right, let's tackle another common point of confusion. We know 9480 is the special code for giving a COVID vaccine. But what if a patient gets a flu shot and a COVID shot in the same visit? Can you just use 9480 for both? This table makes it super clear. You absolutely should not use the COVID admin code 90480 with a regular vaccine product code like a flu shot. There's only one exception: if the patient gets both a COVID vaccine and a non-COVID vaccine during that same appointment. Only then can you use it. And remember, sometimes a patient is there for more than just a shot. If the doctor performs a significant, separately identifiable service, like, say, managing their high blood pressure or diagnosing a new problem, you can absolutely report an office visit code too. The key phrase here is significant and separate. It has to be more than just the usual, how are you feeling today before the shot. Okay, let's really zoom in on the details now. This is where you go from just being a good coder to being a great one. It's about really understanding the why behind all these different codes. You ever flip through your CPT book and think, why are there so many codes for what seems like the same thing? It's because precision is everything. The code has to match the exact product that was given. A tiny change in dosage, or the formula, or even how it was administered, like oral versus an injection, means it gets a completely different code. And when it comes to those combination vaccines, the ones that have multiple vaccines in a single shot, the rule is simple. Find the one code that represents that specific combo. Do not, I repeat, do not try to code each of the little pieces separately. That's a classic rookie mistake. And finally, let's talk about what is probably the single most important habit you can build for your entire career. The thing is, the codes we're talking about right now, they might not even exist in a year.
I mean, a perfect example of how fast things move is the N symbol in your code book. This little symbol means a code has been created for a vaccine before it's even gotten final approval from the FDA. It just shows you how proactive the whole system has to be, especially when public health is on the line.
And if you need more proof, just look at the COVID codes. The very first codes that came out for the COVID vaccines, they're already gone, deleted, obsolete. Using one of those old codes today is a surefire way to get a claim denied. That's why staying current is everything.
Look, this quote here isn't just some friendly advice. It is the golden rule of medical coding. Your physical codebook is a great starting point, but the AMA website is the absolute source of truth. Make it a habit to check for updates. Seriously, put a reminder in your calendar. So, we'll end on this question. We've given you a really solid foundation today, but in a field that changes this fast, the learning literally never stops. The key to being an amazing coder isn't just knowing the rules today, it's making a commitment to keeping up with them tomorrow. That's what's going to make you truly valuable.